Well, hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. I'm very happy, very pleased to offer this seminar, this webinar, whatever you want to call it, whatever it's actually called, about infinity healing. What is infinity healing? How you could use infinity healing in the maximum way you could benefit from it. And let's start. First of all, if you don't know me, I'm Haneen. I'm an infinity healer, facilitator of infinity healing. And today we're going to talk about infinity healing. What is infinity healing? We're going to just dig deeper. I hope you like it. Okay. First of all, yes, I would like to thank you for, blocking a certain time to attend this and just allowing me to explain to you what is infinity healing. It means so much to me. And I would also like to give just a little warning. One, for that I'm not gonna do the normal sequence of explanation, starting by what's infinity healing. It's gonna be completely jumbled up because I just want to shift things up, and I want to just make people see how unique and how different infinity healing, and hence I'm not going to follow the norm. And also a second warning about that your life might actually change forever learning infinity healing and learning about infinity healing. Okay, let's start. So what topics do we have? What topics are we going to cover? First of all, we're going to cover the people who would absolutely not like infinity healing. And then we're going to talk about the subjects that we do not work on using infinity healing. Then we're going to talk about the subjects that we're going to work on using infinity healing. And yes, IH is my personal abbreviation for infinity healing. And then we're going to talk about what makes infinity healing so special. Then we're gonna dive into some testimonials. Yes, some testimonials. And then we're gonna talk about what is infinity healing. And then we're gonna talk about how, if you would like to, you can book a session with me. Okay, let's start. People who would not like infinity healing. What do you think? Well, those who are absolutely controlling, those who absolutely would love to control every single thing, those who would like to control the process of how the manifestations, how the change would happen using infinity healing. That, not to say that controlling people cannot use infinity healing, but it would really bother them. But at the same time, putting that into perspective, if you have a controlling tendencies, it's absolutely understandable. And we can, using infinity healing, work on these controlling tendencies. So, you would not be controlled by those controlling tendencies, if that makes any sense. People who demand a huge amount of control, first of all, they demand it because because without it, they don't feel safe for whatever reason. So for whatever reason, they have traumatic experience they went through, or a limiting experience that basically made them this way somehow. And working on that would definitely help them, not so just they would, benefit from infinity healing and like it, but also so, they would actually see a tremendous change in their life and their personalities. And it's my personal point of view, but for those who are controlling, if you block every single second in your life, you would not allow miracles to happen in your life. Again, it could be just my point of view, but that's what I do believe. Also, people who absolutely demand the healing to be now. Now, why they would not like infinity healing? They would not like infinity healing because the process of infinity healing sometimes take time. And the time could be a day, sometimes the time could be 1 hour, sometimes the time could be months, sometimes the times could be weeks, and sometimes, yes, more than that. But those people who would like the healing to be now or yesterday, those who would like to see the results SIP, they are, first of all, controlling, which is raise the same issue from the first group, the people who want to control. And also that means they are not allowing what needs to happen to happen. Sometimes different issues, even if two people have the same issue, the result of the way those issues unfold and healed, revealed, transcended is completely different. Because there are so many different variables that each person have, that it cannot, for whatever reason, we just cannot control that to the maximum way. And part of infinity healing, part of why I like infinity healing, is that when we do the healing happens for your best and highest good. And we're going to talk about that, with what makes infinity healing special. But if for whatever reason, sometimes there are processes, there are things that need to be broken down. Sometimes there are lessons that need to be understood and learned before a healing can be completed and happen, basically. So people who would like the healing to happen now, they might not like infinity healing. Not because the healing does not happen now, because theoretically speaking, it does happen now. Once you receive the healing is done, is completed. It just sometimes it takes time to see the manifestation of that healing. The last group, people who actually do not want to be helped. Now, that could be illogical, completely illogical, but there are people who actually do not want to be helped for whatever reason. They like the identities that they have, they like the stories that they have, they like the processes that they have, they like the drama that they have. And even though they might complain and complain and complain forever and ever and ever about it, they might even cry and break down and have mental crashes. But at the end of the day, they actually like their stories. Now, again, just like with the controlling people, if you feel there's fragments of you, there's part of you, there's inner child that, or again, anything in you, the mind, the soul, again, whatever, if you feel that they do not want things to change for you, we can work on that. We can work on whatever's part that you have that does not want that change to happen. And I hope I'm giving you guys a clarification of the picture. I'm not saying if you have controlling issues that you cannot use infinity healing. I'm not saying if you want the healing to be done now, you cannot use infinity healing. I'm not saying if there's parts of you that does not want to be helped that you cannot use infinity healing or cannot benefit from infinity healing. What I'm saying, if you are in so much desire to control everything and you want the healing to be done now, and you actually do not want to be helped, of course infinity healing is not going to help you, because you just want to control everything and you want it to happen now, and you just want to interfere with the way this is supposed to be. And with infinity healing, again, I'm probably getting ahead of myself. With infinity healing, the healing happens directly from source. And again, it happens with your highest and best good. So if you decide to interfere, either with the process or with the time, or actually do not want to receive that help, you're basically preventing yourself from receiving and reaching the maximum benefit from infinity healing. Again, if you have controlling tendencies, either with the way or the time of this should unfold, or there's parts of you, again, that does not want to be helped, we can work on those things separately. Okay, it's very important and crucial for me that you guys understand that. Okay, now let's dive into the subjects that we do not work on using infinity healing. Now, this could be more of a personal preference from my side, but in infinity healing, we do not intervene in others' will, power, and others' freedom of choice. So, for example, let's say a specific person wants to marry a specific person. Okay, you want to marry a specific person. That's more logical, more grammatically correct. Okay, we do not do that in infinity healing. If you want, let's say, attract a soulmate or want a twin flame, if you believe you are a twin flame or whatever your story is, we can manifest that the best thing could happen to you, manifest that the best partner is attracted to you, and the partner with whatever desired attributes that you want. But we cannot pull a specific someone for you, okay, using infinity healing. I personally, I do not like that. I do not like the sound of that. I do not like somebody. I don't like thinking that somebody might actually do that on me, pulling me for them for whatever reason. Whether they think that we are a good match, or whether they think I'm the absolute best person, or because they think that they love me so much or in love with me so much. Again, whatever reason, I do not like that. So I definitely do not mess up with others people's will or freedom of choice. And also putting that into consideration, I believe that there is a karmic I believe that there is a karma against everyone who just choose to interfere with other people's will and freedom of choice. So I really try not to, do that. And at the same time, people who choose specific people, let's say, to work on and to intervene with their will or freedom of choice, I feel that they are bound at the end of the day, end of the month, end of the year, that they would absolutely find that it was absolutely wrong of them. And they would open a can of worm, basically, because what happens when a specific person wants to pull a specific person? Again, when you want to pull a specific person, again, for example, what basically happens is that at one level, there is all of these ideas that you have of that person, that you think that they are that person, but in complete truth and honesty, it's not that person, just something that you have painted over that person, some sort of a mask that you just placed on that person, and you think it's that person, but it's not that person. It's just, your ideas. So you're bound to later to discover things that you basically do not like, and then you're stuck with that. And that would not be smart, at least not the way I see it. Okay? And I'm not a judgmental person. I do not judge people who want to attract specific people. But at the same time, I must be honest with everyone and tell you that I do not do that. And I don't think it's a smart choice. Obviously, you get to just decide, what do you want? But I'm telling you the truth, my truth. Okay? The other thing is doing a healing, one healing, for someone who has no clue. So let's say somebody just book a session and, hey, I want to do a healing on my mom or on my husband or on my son or on my daughter or on my friend or whatever. And my first response is no. We either do the healing for you or that's it. And that's because, again, first of all, there is that controlling aspect, and there is that interfering with other people's will and other people's freedom of choice. Maybe they love their drama. Maybe they love complaining about their drama. Okay, and with infinity healing, and one of the things that I absolutely admire and love about infinity healing is that the healing does not happen to a person unless they give their consent, unless they give their sacred consent. And doing that on a person obviously would not work, because they are not there. They're not giving that, that person that basically you're asking on behalf of them to do their consent is not there. Okay. I hope that to you guys I'm making sense and not just, saying random bullshit. Okay. Now, after talking about what not, let's talk about what we can do. Now, the subjects we can work on using infinity healing. We can work on your relationships, healing relationship, attracting specific relationships. We can work on money and attracting more money, attracting more clients, healing your money relationship, healing your relationship with money if you have one, limiting beliefs, implants, traumatic experiences. We can work on your healing your health, any health issues that you have, manifesting your life purpose, being, in sacred, divine with your life purpose, following your life purpose, and anything that you basically want, as long as it does not involve any of what I've said, we do not do. And with infinity healing, and we're going to dive deeper into that aspect when we talk about the specialties or what makes infinity healing so special, is that there's so many ways we could go when it comes either to relationship, to money, to health, to life purpose, or anything else that you want. We work on identities, releasing beliefs, releasing emotions, healing traumatic experiences, healing the inner child, past lives. I mean, if you believe in them, we could go wherever and dig deeper to the root of the root of the root, to just heal and transcend whatever issues that you have. Okay, now what makes infinity healing so special? Why did I fall in love with infinity healing? Okay, let's start. With infinity healing, the healing happens for your best and highest good. And for me, that is absolutely amazing, because sometimes there's processes that when they happen, they do not follow your best and highest good. And I don't know about you, but I want to make sure that I only get and receive the best of the best of the best. The second thing the second item that makes infinity healing so special is that one infinity healing session equals 10 sessions in any other healing modality. And I'm going to explain this. We're not just claiming this for whatever reason or just because we can. That happens because in infinity healing, we have the ability to clear limiting beliefs, emotions, fears, blocks, self-sabotage, drama, abuse, inner child healing, stuff from your parents, blah, 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 blah. Again, going to your ancestors, going to past lives, and anything and everything that could be causing you whatever issue that you have. I did not mention my story to you guys, but I have used other healing modalities before infinity healing. I have worked on some of them. And I remember, let's say, I don't want to mention any names because I don't want to sound like I'm trashing any other healing modalities. I'm sure there's so many great ones, and I'm not saying that everything beside infinity healing is not good or is not, you should not do. I'm basically just enlightening you guys about and giving you more awareness about how amazing and great infinity healing is. And I remember let's say, working with somebody regarding a specific trauma, let's say. But in that trauma, we worked mainly on the emotions, but there were so many emotions and there were so many beliefs and there were so many fears. And we did not even, during that 1 hour session that I used to do, we could barely work on anything else or anything more. We could not barely, dive deeper into the root of the root of the root. We just worked on whatever comes up to the surface. And so let's say during that session, I did my best to just allow everything that is beneath the surface to come up to the surface. But even at that time, it's like what we actually know is like about 10 to 5% of the actual truth. What we actually are aware of, what actually exists in our conscious mind is like 10 to 5. And there is the rest. What about the rest? We do not get to heal the rest with, you know, most of other healing modalities, because we do not know the rest. And for most of other healing modalities, we need to know, you know, we need to know what's the cause of the issues so we could resolve those issues. But with infinity healing, we really do not need to know, you know, what caused them. We can just work in anything, even if we don't know what's the cause of it. And again, I'm not trying to trash talk any other healing modalities. There's so many, and they are, everyone in every single healing modality has its specific attributes, what makes it special, and maybe some downsides to it. But, and also putting that into consideration, I'm only putting so much light on how amazing infinity healing is. Okay? Now, in infinity healing, we do not only transmute the limiting beliefs, the limiting emotions, the limiting fears, the blocks, the self-sabotage, the trauma, the abuse, the inner child healing, the stuff that you got from your parents, the past lives, the ancestor stuff. We also replace it with what is for your best and highest good. That means better emotions, better beliefs, better better blueprints, better vibrations, and anything else that could actually, you know, make whatever we're working on better. Okay, and again, in comparison to like other healing modalities that I have facilitated, the aspect of transmuting emotions, beliefs, and just vibrations and so much more was not available. Absolutely was not available. What was only available is the aspect of clearing all of that gunk, all of that unsupporting emotions, beliefs, again, whatever came up in the session, but we could not replace it. And even though there is that school of thought that believes if you just replace, you know, things, replace the bad, it's natural, and the natural aspect that would happen is that person would, you know, get better or feel better. But to be honest, if you clear something, it's like there is that empty space that is ready to be filled. And if you do not fill it with the right supporting subjects or emotions or beliefs or whatever you want to call them, you would end up just pulling whatever is closest to you into that empty space that you have, either in your conscious, subconscious. Again, I'm speaking more metaphorically, but you know, keep that in your mind. Okay, and with infinity healing, the energy is pure. Now, why is that? With infinity healing, the energy comes up directly from source to you. The energy does not go through a facilitator to get to you. No, completely from source to you directly. There's no mediumship. There's no somebody in between. And that means if I have some limiting things that you basically would not love to receive, you would not receive them, because again, the energy is so pure because it comes directly from source to you, to the person that is receiving the healing, which is absolutely great. Because if you have ever been, have you ever received any energy work and you have felt the what? If you have ever felt something unclean or like you were psychically attacked, you understand how important that the energy is pure. You understand how important that the energy comes up directly from source to you. No people, no beings in between. Okay? It's just completely pure. Completely pure. Okay. With infinity healing, the energy only happens by your consent. And for me, this again was one of the most things that just make me fall in love with infinity healing. Because There's no way to force anyone who doesn't want to receive. Okay? If you want to receive it, you just give us your consent, your sacred yes, and you would receive infinity healing. And to me, that's just like, oh, so much amazing. That's so much, like, I can't even express how amazing that is. And I value people's privacy. I do value people's consent. I do value people's, desires, boundaries. And because of that, when I learned that with infinity healing, it comes directly from source, the energy. And it doesn't happen unless the people that are receiving the energy give us their consent. And it only happens for that person's highest and best good. And in one session, we could dig deeper into whatever blocking that person or whatever causing the issue that person is having, whether it was beliefs, emotions, fears, blocks, self-sabotage, trauma, abuse, inner child healing, or stuff from parents, again, ancestors, past lives. And not only that, we also transmute and replace whatever we have released, everything that we have released, with a better emotions, better beliefs, better vibrations, better identities, just better everything for your best and highest good. I don't know about you, but when I learned that about infinity, I was like completely sold. Now, these attributes are just few what makes infinity healing so special. There is if and when you choose to use infinity healing to receive infinity healing, you would see more and experience absolutely more. And I honestly hope that you guys will do so. Okay, let's move. Okay, those are some of the testimonials that I have received personally doing sessions one-on-one with other people. There's so much more, and most of them in the Arabic language. And that because mainly, and up till now, I only focused on Arab speakers to do the healing, because it felt like they were that untapped culture and persona that nobody just did healing for them, and infinity healing was absolutely new to basically to this culture, so nobody knew anything about it. So I absolutely started with that, and now going more global to help more people, because everybody deserves help. Everybody deserves help. Okay, so this was with Lynette, and I've done a healing with her regarding her money blocks. She absolutely enjoyed it and had such a great session, and she was absolutely lovely person. Okay, with this, and yes, it's in Arabic, but I'm going to translate. We have done the session to heal her relationship with somebody. Okay, and yes, I'm saying somebody because during the session she did not tell me who that somebody is. And again, personally, I do value people's privacy, and when working with people, I really try not to learn more than what I need to. I mean, if they don't want to tell me anything that don't want to tell me, I basically, do not push it. I do not push it. If there's only a few questions that for whatever, inspirations, for whatever intuition, inspiration that I need to work on, I might ask, but I don't force people to tell me something they don't want to. I absolutely respect people's privacy. Okay, during the session, she felt a little bit of heat, and she liked the way I presented it, and okay, she basically continued talking about how she liked the way I presented the session. Now, the results, she noticed that her relationship with that person became more effective. They were more responsive, more understanding, and she also noticed that the way they were treating her was absolutely better, even though she only done the session once, and she was absolutely appreciative of that. Now, if you guys remember when I said about not interfering with others people's will or freedom of choice, when we work on healing a relationship, okay, that's what I basically call it, healing a relationship with a specific person, you need to understand that if that person is absolutely willing, but they have some certain blockages like emotions, beliefs, experiences that they had with you, or entities, for example, or black energies, that when we do a session towards healing that person's your relationship with them, okay, if that person absolutely wants to heal that relationship, and if that person absolutely would love to have a better relationship with you, that would happen. But if their mind is set on not having a relationship with you, what basically would happen is nothing. Sure, they might treat you better, they might give you more attention, but it's not like you could force them into doing something they basically don't want to do. And I feel this is a very important clarification to say, because I know there's so many people who just would love to heal so many relationships, and I absolutely understand that. But at the same time, it's very important for me that you guys understand, how relationship works, and that with infinity healing, even if we do one, and if the other person does not want that change, it just won't happen. Yes, they might treat you better. Some things might change, but it's not like, if that person decides, let's say, to break up from you, it's not like, you'll be together if they don't want to. It's not like we can force them into doing something they don't want to. Okay. Okay. With this person, we have worked on her life purpose. She noticed that she started seeing changes on the same day that we did the healing. She started finishing unfinished projects, things, in her house, in her home, and things outside her home. She also noticed abundance in more than one area in her life. And most importantly, she is interested in doing Reiki, and she started actually considering offering Reiki sessions to other people. And absolutely, that's amazing. Okay. With this person, also, we have worked on bettering her relationship with somebody. And during the session, she felt a headache and a little bit of thirst. And I must say, with infinity healing, you really, really need to be hydrated. Okay. And putting that into consideration, we do tell you to drink water. So it's not like, we leave you hanging. Okay. And here she's basically talking about how I treated her during the session. She felt I was very cooperative, that I understood her emotions, that I was able to translate what she was saying. For example, she felt like she was let down and by that person, but she couldn't actually express that. She couldn't basically express that emotions of being let down. But I absolutely, managed to translate that emotion. She also talked about how much I valued her privacy by not diving into the details and mainly focusing on the external issue and what's causing it. Now, what she have noticed as the manifestations, in less 6 days, that person contacted her as if nothing happened. And he basically explained what happened. He apologized, and he absolutely expressed how she is important for him. Yeah, okay, I'm using the right. And before that, she basically saying here she have never felt that she was valued by him. She have never felt that she's important to him. And basically here she's saying that the letdown was because of that person disappearing and not contacting her, even though the actual issue was not that big of a deal. And because of that, she was in a state of lower emotions, of sadness and anger. And because of that, she could not communicate with him. And the sad emotions of sadness and anger just completely disappeared after the session. And I'm going to comment about that again, because that other person wanted that healing to happen. He absolutely valued this person that I've done the session with, where we worked on healing the session with him. It absolutely transformed. It absolutely became better. But again, with people who do not want to receive the healing, with people who just, for whatever reason, they have their own issues, their own fears, there might not be a huge difference in the way relationships changes or became better or heals. But also putting that into consideration, especially with the, let's say, law of attraction, you attract, whatever in you. So for whatever reason, let's say you believe that people will let you down. So working on that would absolutely help. If it did not help with that specific relationship, it would help with other type of relationships. Okay. And you might even attract a better partner, a better friend, a better business partner, a better whatever type of relationship that you are trying to work on with that person. And again, remember with most of these sessions, the aspect of controlling, the aspect of wanting the healing to be done now, SIP, the aspect of even not wanting to be helped was not there. And that's one of the main reasons why they have seen a huge change. And if you know that you tend to be controlling and tend to know that the healing to be done right away, or maybe you know that there's aspects of you that just doesn't want that change to happen, you might actually, when you choose to book a session, to express that hey, Haneen, I have this controlling aspect, or either controlling aspect regarding the way this manifests or the way or the when this manifests. And I would absolutely be glad to work on that controlling aspect, because that controlling aspect would not just hinder you or block you in just receiving the infinity or benefiting the maximum from infinity, but it also hinder you in other areas of your life. And the same thing goes for that parts of you that does not want to be helped, that parts of you that just loves the drama. Also working on those things would absolutely benefit you, okay? Now, let me just say regarding the testimonials, there are more testimonials that I have in the website, and even though most of them in the Arabic language. Okay, now, what is infinity healing? Now, infinity healing is a healing modality that was founded by Tarek Baby. This is him. And he basically received infinity healing, and it was about like 10 years, a process of making. And it became what it is today. It became what's the great thing that it is again. It is today, sorry, I can't talk. Okay. With infinity healing, again, the healing comes directly from source. Or if you don't prefer the word source, God, universe, the divine, whatever resonates with you the most. And again, with infinity healing, we clear everything, whether we know it or not. Emotions, beliefs, blueprints, inner child, traumas, past lives issues, if you believe in those, ancestral issues, And we also transmute everything in the way, or transmute everything that we've cleared with a better energy, with your best and highest emotions, with the best and highest beliefs, programs, or whatever you need. And also with infinity healing, in one session, the healing or basically continues to work on you until the need for it is done, aka until the healing is completed. Now, what does that mean? That means, let's say you take a healing session with me today, okay? Now, the energy start from today, from the moment you've said yes, the start to continues to work on you, to work on the issue throughout all the layers, all the levels, all the spheres, whatever it's called, whatever you believe it is, that issue have, until the issue is completely healed, until the issue is completely transmuted. Or if you're booking the session to manifest something, until that manifestation happened. So that means sometimes it's going to take days, sometimes it's going to take hours, sometimes it's going to take weeks, sometimes it's going to take months, and yeah, sometimes it's going to take more. But whatever it is, the healing and the infinity healing would continue to work on you until it's completely resolved, until it's completely healed. And for me personally, whenever I do infinity healing, I also do my best that one, the healing happens with the total ease, with total joy, and it happens so easily. Because for me, I don't want somebody, when they go through this healing journey, to get traumatized by something coming up, or by remembering something that they have experienced before. For me, it's very crucial, it's very important that whenever I do the healing, it completely happens with ease. Because again, I don't want anybody getting traumatized, during the healing process. Now, putting that into considerations, when we limit the healing process into only with ease, okay, that means we sometimes, not always, but sometimes we may longer or extend the healing process, because since we want it to happen with ease, that means the destruction part would happen slowly, at least for most of the people, for most of the part. And I have a video, but it's in Arabic language, why I explain why sometimes infinity healing take a very long time. And mainly, first of all, let's say mainly it happens because there are so many layers to an issue. And remember, when it comes to infinity healing, we really, both of us, the facilitator and the receiver of infinity healing, does not really need to know the issues, the core issues. Both of us, we really don't need to know what's the basic issues. And because different issues might need different amount of time and way of healing, it takes that time to, again, transmute all of that, to transcend all of that. Also, when I do the sessions, I do my best so that also the healing process is quickened, again, based on the best and highest good of that person. Because, yeah, let's say if somebody wants to heal a relationship with a specific person, but if that happens way too fast for that person, some things, again, I have no idea, or I have no awareness what they might be, but some things may go wrong and go very badly because of how fast that happened. And I never consider myself to know more, or I think not just more, know everything. I don't consider somebody as somebody who knows everything. And I think anybody who tells you that they know everything, you should one level doubt them. But because I know I don't know everything, and I know that even the person that receiving the healing, we both don't know everything, I surrender this experience to source, because again, this healing is done by source, and when I allow this process to be done with the highest and best good for that person and with total ease, and it get to be quickened to the maximum benefit, to the highest and best good for that person, I'm basically guaranteeing that everything would happen in the best, fastest, easiest way possible. And I think that is, I think people will be glad to know that. That's why I'm basically sharing it, because I would be, because definitely I would be. If you would like to know more about the story of Tarek this baby and how Infinity Healing came to be, I would definitely offer you guys a link in the description box so you would guys see, the story, how it is, and read it for yourself. And even maybe consider becoming an Infinity Healer. Okay, now, how do you book a session? Okay, so in the description box, you would find my website. And yes, it's mostly in Arabic, in the Arabic language. In the future, I'm planning to see if there's a way I can also provide an English version. But for now, it's in Arabic. But anyway, that being said, so this is the website, and that's the way you would see it in your phones. And when you click on this part, where this emoji is pointing, you would get a list. And in this list, you would find the one for that it says basically services in Arabic. And when you click on that, you would go to services. Now, I must say, even though in this picture it's not clear, that when it comes to services, there is a longer explanation of what about the services in the English language. Just like, here at certain private Infinity Healing session, you would find a longer explanation about the sessions, the detail of the sessions, and mostly everything that you need to know about the sessions. Now, if for whatever reason you prefer that everything would be translated for you, you might happy to know that there are a few browsers that, like Google Chrome, that would offer instant translation from its part, so it would help you translate the website. So sorry. Now, regarding the product that I offer, now mostly my products in the e-commerce are in the Arabic language, and beside the silent infinity healing, I would say, unless you have awareness of the Arabic language, or at least understand the Arabic language, you really mostly, at the moment, you might not actually benefit from what's offered in the e-commerce section. Well, that's basically conclude this webinar. I hope if you have any questions that you absolutely feel free to put them in the comment section, and I might answer them directly, or I might do another webinar answering those questions. But again, I would absolutely love to hear from you. I would absolutely love to hear about your questions. Does Infinity Healing resonate with you? If it resonates with you, why does it resonate with you? If you have ever used Infinity Healing, and just share with me. If you feel that this might help you or help other people, please also share that with them. And at the moment, I'm not really sure, but okay. At the moment, I'm intending to provide many Infinity Healing sessions on this channel. And if you would like to subscribe to the channel, please do. And if you would like to experience the Infinity Healing energy itself, there will be more coming up in the English language, so you get to experience. I have so many in the Arabic language in my channel, but since for whatever reason I could not get those translated, by Google, not by Google, by YouTube, I have decided to go into more broader audience and just basically speak English, I know how to speak English, so why not use it? Okay, now I'm done blabbing. And as I always would like to finish, may this or something far greater happens for all of us. And blessings all. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.